So we've decided that we need to do introductions. So like the reason why this podcast is called We Need to Talk About Crabs is it's not the crabs that you're all assuming that we're about to talk about. No, I just think it encompasses what this podcast is about, which is we, you and I, everyone listening is going to be a crab. Now let me break this down for you right now. So essentially crabs have evolved 5 times separately. So the end result is a crab 5 separate times in evolution. So the theory is that we are all just ancestors to future crabs. And so it's like that. The podcast covers everything, just like crabs.
Love
Anyway,
that.
that makes sense.
Love that. My name's Natt. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, this crab's Natt. And
Great.
we work together in fashion.
We do.
To a fashion
Unfortunately,
house.
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately
I'm trying to get it
for the
work.
fashion industry.
For anyone that wears clothing.
Yeah, for anyone who's worked with us, apologies. But yeah, we do like fabulous fun fashion. Give it a Google if you've been drawn in by the crabs, not the fashion, and you don't know about what we do.
Love that. What's your name?
Oh, my name's Christian Cowan. Yeah,
You sure about that?
yeah. I think Christian Cowan San Luis actually, but work cut out the San
Can you
Luis.
confirm or deny? Ooh.
Yeah, that's the introduction.
Great. Welcome. Thanks for being here. So happy. Thank you for coming back from London.
Well, yeah, I just got back from London. I'm very jet lagged right now. And also what didn't help my jet lag was I got back late last night and I was only in London for 4 days. And then last night I just got super duper baked watching
Really?
The Boys. Big up The Boys for whoever watches it. It's great.
How do you smoke? Do you smoke weed or do you eat it?
Oh, no. No, honey child. We are not doing edibles anymore.
What?
No.
Why?
Because I always get into problems because I have the edible, the recommended amount. I'm like, okay, nothing's happening. So I eat more, nothing's happening. So then I'm like, oh, I'm going to smoke a joint. Then I smoke the joint. Then suddenly the 4 times the dose of edibles that I've consumed hits me, and I'm like astroplaning onto like Venus.
Really?
And it's too much for this little British boy. So
That's unfortunate.
I just smoke
Okay.
and lay there, and I ate 2 bowls of San Ambrose pasta, which I do every night pretty much.
Where do you buy it from?
I order San Ambrose for every single meal.
The weed. Like, do you have a man that turns up, or is it like you go to a shop?
If I'm honest, I don't really know. It's all just always in the house.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I have no idea where it comes from or how it gets there, but it's there.
It's like me with wine.
Yeah, like you with wine, as you like grapple with a bottle with your claws secretly off of camera.
This is a new wine opener for me. I've not used one like this before, and this isn't the best. Weirdly, the cheaper the wine opener, the better it
You
is.
usually just use your teeth. Just gnawing on the bottle
Exactly.
to get at it the second you wake up.
Exactly. I've had a week without you in my life, and it's been the best week ever.
Has
so
it?
I needed to start drinking early to get through being back with you. Wow.
Oh, you know what? If we're going to use our gorgeous Waterford crystal glasses,
Crystal, British.
I am going to use mine too. But I'm going to pour it off camera. I've got a mocha though. But
You're to drink a mocha out of a champagne flute. Fucking rank.
There we go. Cleaner shot. But cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers to being
God,
back.
that smells great. Cheers. That noise is so
That's crystal.
fucking good. I love that. How was your time away?
Time away was gorge. Gave up being at Glastonbury to be here. So everything me. But I had a stunning time. I did pretty much fuck all. I went to the countryside. I got you haven't seen, I got a new tattoo.
The legs are
Flashback,
coming out again.
Any excuse to get these legs out.
The pins.
Not sure.
I love
Not
that.
sure because it says long stow.
That's amazing. Wow.
There, long stow. And
I actually like the typography.
I can't reach that because I have so much on top. I've got a piece of pasta on my back.
Wow.
But Longstow is where I grew up. And so, yeah.
Love
I've got
that.
America on one knee, which makes me look like some MAGA, like fanatic, which is so depressing. And then I've got Longstow on the other, which is super duper cute.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Love
but
that.
I need a drink after just my journey here this morning.
What happened?
Well, I'm obviously going to sound super like snooty and out of touch by complaining about this.
Okay.
But I cannot handle Uber drivers talking the whole way through the journey.
It's a lot.
This one, I was like desperate. I was giving every signal in the book that I wasn't down to chit chat. Like I was doing audios on my phone. I was like focused in, looking away. And he kept going, son,
Oof.
son, until I replied to him. And then he would just be talking about traffic. and like road routes. And
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm paying for this, so I don't have to know about those topics.
Yeah, like when I'm on an airplane, the captain's not telling me the whole flight, like where he's flying, how he's flying, why he's doing it. I don't need to understand the A to B. I just want to get there.
If I wanted to know about it, I would have learned to drive. Then driven.
Fun fact, neither of us actually can drive a vehicle.
Yeah, neither of us can drive, which I think is for the best. There's probably a few children who are still alive to this day because of that.
Intense. But yeah, it's true.
Me operating heavy machinery?
Yeah,
no.
Not appropriate. Can barely operate a sewing machine, let alone a vehicle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I haven't sewn anything myself in a minute now, which I don't know whether I should say on this. Last time I sewed, fun fact, was for Saweetie's Met Gala gown.
Fun.
Yeah, which we
Hand
made
sewing.
in 30 hours, which
Wow.
was horrendous. Hand sewing, hand dyeing, hand crystalling. I had to jump
Wow.
in.
Tell us.
No one knows this. Actually, inside scoop about Sweetie's Met dress. It's actually made out of a dress that we made for Amanda Lepore for our Lil Nas collaboration.
Really?
Yeah, and I just stretched it onto the mannequin and cut it into the shape of the thing and then
I
sewed
didn't
it to
even
show
know
it.
that.
Yeah, so
Wow.
upcycling.
I think I really zoned out of that dress, the entire creation. I just came in one day and the studio was dyed pink and orange and blue, and there was just a dress.
It looked like Jeffrey Dahmer had been in there because we had
Him
like
again.
a futon thing, a chaise lounge,
A chaise.
a chaise lounge,
chaise lounge.
and we dyed this gown red, and we put it on the thing, and it looked like someone had died because there's blood, what looked like blood all over it
Really? From the dye?
from the dye. It was a
Wow.
nightmare.
Got it.
Yeah.
You love a last minute dress creation moment.
The world loves a last minute dress creation. Like we made a gown for Lizzo for the Grammys. Didn't wear it, thanks. And we had to dye it for her, and we dyed it using Starbucks coffees because there was no dye and it was so last minute.
Whoa.
And it was a backup dress for a Jean-Paul Gaultier dress that she was going to wear, which happened to ended up arriving. It had been lost in shipping. And so we made her that gown, but then her dress arrived. So that was
Wow.
great.
It's a lot of work for a whole lot of nothing.
It's a lot of. I'm not really sure how I got to Lizzo not wearing a dress from Uber.
But what were you talking about before the Uber? What did you do last night while you were high?
Oh, I just watched The Boys.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah, The Boys, which
The Boys.
if
What's it
anyone
about?
here watches, so I'm not sure if anyone would know this, but I'm like a big old sci-fi nerd. Like I fucking love nerdy ass shit. And
Okay.
The Boys is like a graphic comic book where it's like superheroes if they were in real life, but it kind of like bakes into like what they would actually be like in real life. Like they'd be like absolute monsters, and
Got
they
it.
would like sexually harass people and all this stuff, and like super grotesque stuff. And it's a great show.
Okay,
It's
I'll give it a
great when
go.
you're just zonked out on a bit of weed and you're just watching it.
Love that.
Yeah, but I remember, I started with Uber because I was going to tell you a story because I want to know if you've got any stories. I feel like Uber horror stories used to be a fun topic and then it died down. Like,
Well, I think people used to like their rating thing, and I haven't looked at mine in forever. And I think
Oh my
with
God,
the
should I check my
rating
rating?
came the horror stories.
how do I know my rating?
Must be on the app somewhere, like on the profile.
That's
But I
actually
thought that what mine was good.
4.89. I feel like that's quite high.
But I don't think it is, because I tell people mine it's 4.8 something, and everyone's like, "That's horrendous." And
Also,
I'm like, how does that make any sense?
I'm delightful to these
the
Uber
easiest
drivers.
passenger ever.
Yeah,
Truly, like, you do
gorgeous.
nothing.
I
You
make
get
their day
in-
better. My favorite thing about Uber drivers lately, and I feel like everyone else can relate, is just they are taking rolling calls. They are the back-to-back calls.
Yeah,
like,
I had an Amazon worker who was like answering the customer service line
well,
about
that's a
missing
hustle.
packages.
Like, I
It was
respect
amazing.
that. Normally, it's just someone like talking to like their girlfriend, who I can see on the FaceTime thing is like in bed watching TV, eating snacks, and it's just like rolling calls. I think it's amazing. But I once had an Uber driver who I got in, and he started to talk to me. Red flag. And then
How
he
dare
started
he.
to ask me like some weird pervy questions.
Really?
Yeah, like asked me if I was into boys, which obviously I'm not. And all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't need to talk about that, but thanks. And started to ask me some like weird questions. And I was like, I'm actually uncomfortable now.
Yeah, don't
and
love
then
that.
he locked the doors.
Are you joking?
This is not made up. This actually took place. I'm not dramatizing it. He locked all the doors
Okay.
and then started telling me about some creepy experience that he had with some poor person in that car, which I'm not going to repeat on here, but it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, please let me out. And he was like, no, you're coming back to my place.
Shut
This happened.
the
And I was
fuck
like,
up.
18? 18
Oh,
or something. It was in
wow.
London, and he starts driving out Shepherd's Bush way, and I just literally had to like death scream at him, being like, "Stop the fucking car right fucking now!" Blah blah blah. And he stopped it, and I just got out in the middle of the road in the middle of nowhere,
Whoa.
and I got out. Wild. And then what was fascinating was I immediately like wrote up a little like complaint to Uber, and within, I'm not exaggerating, 6 to 7 seconds, someone was calling me from the head office.
I'm sure.
I think they
I
must
think their
have
safety
some like
line is quite intense.
AI thing that flags something that is like
Right.
serious, because all of
Yeah.
a sudden there was like some lady calling me.
Wow. And you were 18. So the fact that crime is still happening like this in this year.
Well, that
is
was 6 months ago.
shocking. Extremely shocking. We should become a true crime podcast. That should be our category. Because I had an experience, but I'd feel better in an Uber because you have that button.
Your experience was where you were assaulting the driver.
That's just
That was
every
your-
ride for me.
Yeah, that's why you won't talk about what your rating is, because you don't have one. Because you're bad.
I just run up to Ubers in the street. That's all I do, and follow them on foot behind.
Rip off your top and run up to Uber driver. No,
Exactly.
sorry, what
No,
was
I
the
got into a
story?
yellow taxi the other day, and the guy was just a freak, and I found that more jarring because one, with a yellow taxi, you can't really know what route they're going to take. They're not following like Waze, and then two, there's no one to really like.
Tracking it.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
tracking
like,
button. There's no like panic
Uber will have the
button.
information of your journey.
100%. And then I just sat there, and I was moderately like, for the sake of getting through the ride, I was entertaining the bizarrety of the conversation and like the nature of it. And I was just like, yeah, whatever, mate. Yeah, sounds great, wonderful, blah blah. Not even listening to what he's saying, but I just thought like, oh, all my like women friends must have this every time they get in a cab. Because if I get in it and I have the gay cab driver who's a perv,
spilling the
you
tea,
must get it
this is
every
true.
fucking time you get in a cab late at night as a woman. It must be that.
Yeah,
is
and
my
I get
assumption.
why it's frightening. And also, if you look at the stats, like abuse on women by drivers of like taxis is obviously way higher than it is like gays. It must be terrifying.
Yeah, awful.
I had another one. I don't know whether this is even appropriate to have on the pod, but like I had another one. This is not even funny, this story.
Okay.
The Uber driver was looking through pictures of a dead person. Yeah.
I don't even understand how that's possible.
No, and I'm not making this up. There was a
What
dead,
do you mean?
Like, and I complained about this and someone called me. He wasn't.
You must be like the number.
I know.
You speak to the Uber head office more than you speak
Well,
to your
I take
mother.
like 6 Ubers. I just like made out with the microphone. I take like 6 Ubers a day. I am Uber's like
Right.
number one customer. But this is really intense. Like maybe we'll cut it out. But like this Uber driver was looking through photos of a dead person in the grass with a bunch of people surrounding them, and it didn't look like a.
Like it wasn't
like
like,
a
an
chill
article
setup.
on like the Daily Mail of like a crime scene.
No. It was
like,
in his camera roll.
Okay.
And it was in the grass. And it was really, really weird and disturbing. I didn't say anything. And then afterwards, because I won't give more context to these images.
Sure.
But it
Thank you.
was not cute. Well, it wasn't a cute
Fuck.
setup. And it also was very much like loads of photos from different angles. It was clear like it wasn't a photo he had saved off the internet. Like it was his run of images that he took.
Oh, I see. I see. That's disturbing. But
and
maybe his part-time job was a crime scene investigator.
Maybe, but I complained about it because I was like,
Of course you did.
don't really care if it's your job. Maybe you shouldn't be looking through photos of dead people while I'm in the car.
Oh
Or just
my
also, by the way,
God.
not even like secretly doing it, just on the like GoPro stand thing.
Oh yeah, when they're attached,
Flicking through.
levitated.
And it was weird. It was like it was reminiscing. But so I wrote a complaint about it and they said they'd look into
awful.
it. But I was like, that's weird.
Wow.
That is strange.
I had the luxury of having a full-time driver with me the past weekend on a trip that you couldn't come on because you had anaphylaxis. And we had a full-time driver. His name is Mo. Fabulous. The highlight of my weekend was Mo. Well, 2 things happened with Mo. One was at about 2:30 in the morning, we started to play Tragedy by Steps.
Okay,
the song,
sensational.
And we're in Napa in the actual town. And Mo loves the song so much. He pulls the car over, he puts down all the windows and opens the sunroof and blasts Tragedy by Steps at the maximum volume possible. And we woke up the whole of Napa. We just went around in circles and circles playing Tragedy. It
I'm
was
going to play it.
amazing.
Because I don't know whether Steps are famous here.
No, probably not, but it was an incredible moment.
Oh, wait, but isn't it a cover of the Bee Gees?
Do you think? There's no way.
Oh, brings back memories. I don't know whether this will get taken down for usage. I'm bothered.
Oh, it was the
Banger.
best,
But
the
she was
best moment of
playing it.
life. Yeah, it was incredible.
Love this.
But we were playing it on the phone.
This was a trip to Napa where there was a dinner being hosted by me or like in my honor or something, and then I wasn't there. And I was just being tagged by people.
Typical you. It's so
that
typical.
sounds so stunning.
Yeah, how was your hospital trip for anaphylaxis?
It was gorgeous.
I'm sure.
Done quite a few in my time. This time wasn't the worst one I've ever had. I've had one where I like nearly died, but sadly didn't. But this one, it wasn't ideal. I was watching Civil War, the movie, the new movie, with Kirsten Dunst, who I love, and I was eating some delicious Thai food. That was the first problem. It's usually got nuts, so I probably shouldn't have been eating it.
You were at home. I thought you went to a restaurant.
No, I was at home. And I got snookered and just had to rush to hospital.
Love that.
It was lame. It was super duper lame. But yes, I missed the nice Napa trip.
Yeah.
But speaking of music in Ubers, that reminds me of in Vegas one time, was on a panel for Square.
She's booked. She's busy. She's available.
She's a speaker.
Call my agent.
She's the Pope of Square. And I got into an Uber, and this Uber was sensational. Only in Vegas. It had all these like neon lights in it, had a disco ball in it, and had a karaoke machine.
I think I remember
in the back
this.
Were you there?
Yes. We went to Area 15, that massive venue.
Yes, it was
yeah. Victoria was with us.
I did, what's it called? Quiet by Bjork. They're like, it's so quiet.
I have the video on my phone. I'm going to get it to play on the screen.
It was sensational.
Wow.
Yeah, great time. Great time. Yes, you were there. We were with Victoria, my stepsister. But yeah, so that was my other fun
I
Uber
love
story.
Vegas. I'm dying to go back. I
Love
need another excuse.
Vegas.
I'm going to do my hen party in Vegas. Feels like an appropriate
For some reason, I immediately had a visual of you in a Vegas suite with loads of hens everywhere, loads of chickens. Because wouldn't that be sick? To invite people to a hen party.
With hens?
But it's a hen party.
I actually kind of love that.
I'm not going to surprise you with strippers. I'm going to surprise you with 200 hens running into the room.
Please, and I'd unleash them around Encore and the Win and run through the casino with
run
them.
over by cars, causing traffic accidents. Drowning in the Bellagio fountain.
Flapping around at Bellagio. I'd be so excited.
I would love it because I love a hen. But sorry, tell me more. Your hen party in Vegas, which I'm very excited for.
Well, yeah, you can. I'll tell you about it after.
What? Oh. I think
That joke
because I'm not
right over your
invited. Yeah, sorry. I'm like, what do you mean?
What about that? I'm going to do it there, I think. That makes the most sense.
I think that's good.
I think Vegas is so set up for efficient chaos. You can get in, you can get on, you can get out.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I think Vegas is sensational.
And you want to be staying at the Wynn Suites.
Wynn Suites.
You're having a fabu time.
Like huge meals, like every experience, every excursion. Yeah, 100%. I love Vegas so much.
So great.
I got married in Vegas once.
Forgot about that.
I did.
Yeah. To Alice,
In fact, I can pull up a photo because I recently got the photo of Alice. I got married to my best friend as a joke. Had to annul it the next day. Fun fact, you can annul your wedding really fast in Vegas. Because my mum was like, there's legal implications. And
I'm also really enjoying that Alice comes up in every single time we sit down here. And
Does she?
it's
Oh, we love it,
great.
mate. So wait, can we get a zoom in for... Wait, zoom in. Look,
They've zoomed in on your legs before. Hold it still, and someone zooms in post. It's great.
Oh, so look, there we are. Oh fuck! And then another one is. Oh, that's a tortoise. Yeah, look, she's bending me over there. Anyway, great time at that wedding. Had a ball.
Love that. Was it just the two of you?
Just the two of us, yeah.
Who was your witness?
You can like pay for one in the ceremony. So we got stainless steel rings. And there's a Vegas, an Elvis impersonator. Also, if you didn't know he was an Elvis impersonator, you wouldn't know because he was that bad. He was that shitty of an Elvis impersonator. And then there's like a random lady who just sits there.
How much was the wedding?
I don't remember. I was really drunk. I was really, really drunk. But I don't know, a few $100.
So you didn't pre-plan the wedding. You got wasted in Vegas, went to the chapel.
Got wasted. I bought a ring in a souvenir shop and proposed in front of everyone in the lobby of the Cosmopolitan.
Classy.
The Cosmo.
Classy.
I was staying in a suite
classy.
at the Cosmo that was 2 floors with a spiral staircase and like a big hot tub in it. It was amazing. And I thought that was so cool at the time. And then we went to the Disney shop in one of the malls and bought Alice's dress. It was like an Elsa dress, I believe, or something like that. Like a mini, like for like a 9-year-old girl. And I bought some
And
shit.
of course she fit into that.
Yeah, I
She's
bought some
got
like
the banging
bedazzled
body.
denim. Yeah. And of course Alice fit into that. And then we just went and got married. It was great. And then we went out after. And then we got a flight the next morning to LA. It was great.
Wow.
Had a great time.
Living the life.
Yeah, it was living my best life.
Love that.
Yeah. Cher. I wore a wagon wheel retucci because of Cher. Because I just thought of a fun anecdote that fun fact, Cher glues her eyelids open. Yeah.
Are you fucking joking?
Apparently it's like an old Hollywood beauty secret.
sounds so
where
uncomfortable.
if you're tired, you get some eyelash glue and then you like shove your eyes back.
Fuck
And it
off.
like keeps them wide and like so
How
like,
do you
ah.
blink?
I don't know whether that's the concern.
But can you physically go without blinking for that long? Is that not like needed to function in the human body? It must be a defense mechanism.
I don't know and I don't care. I feel like I like the people who are like, fuck my body's natural functions.
Right.
I need to be serving cunt and pussy on this camera.
I love that.
Yeah.
Body's natural functions. Have you ever tried a natural deodorant?
One time,
the
I think it was like my
worst
stepmom gave me
experience.
like a crystal deodorant. It's like a crystal stick. And just within a second, I smelled like a changing room. Like, no thanks.
It's so wrong. And someone needs to fix it because aluminium deodorant is bad for us, I think. And like I've read enough about it that I don't want to put heavy metals onto my body. However, Sydney in our office did point out to me when I was saying that I fucking stink because I was wearing natural deodorant. She was like, people have lived until 106 years old wearing aluminium deodorant.
I agree.
She's like, I think you can live. So now I think
it's
I might have
fine.
to go back.
Really respect Sydney for that one.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, it's bad for you. It's like, you know what's bad for you? Fucking stinking and no one wanting to be near you.
That is
That's
a real issue.
Worse.
It's a real
I would
issue.
rather die at like, oh no, I died at age 80 instead of 85. But at least I don't fucking stink my whole life. I don't get the big hoi polloi.
I think it's genuinely really toxic and bad for you. But I've noticed that I go to a very specific gym that was once only open for like bodybuilders, which makes sense as to why I'm going there.
Yeah, obviously.
So now it's open
Gold's
for the
gym in Venice Beach,
Exactly.
California.
Venice, yeah. It's great. So I go to this gym. It's in a basement. It looks like a prison yard. So all the equipment is like old, like big, heavy metal.
And you
like
walk in like
cast
Lady Gaga
iron.
with those cigarette sunglasses, smoking.
I do. It's like
Look at you, look, and you're like,
hobbling into the fitting room, trying to get changed into some form of aloe yoga look. And they're all in these like low cut tank top situations. But these guys are like the size of this table by comparison to me. And what I've learned is that
but you're the size of this table for other reasons. That's
Why?
actually just in a mobility scooter right now, parked below the table.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What did I do to you?
Everything.
Yeah, truly I am, because I work out too hard that I can't walk anymore. That's the issue. So I go there, but I'm shocked at how much people stink and don't realize it. I get
that's
close
annoying.
to people in the gym and I'm like, oh my God. I'm also shocked by how friendly they all are because they're huge. But I think they're as fascinated as I am, but I'm fascinated as them. If that
Yeah,
makes
no,
sense.
also I always find like bodybuilders or like motorcycle people or like all these like typically kind of like they're intimidating types of people are always like the nicest people ever. You know who's not nice? It's like the fucking gay twink behind like the coffee shop, like the barista one who's like being mean to
fucking
everyone.
hell.
It's always like the big meatheads who are like dreamy and sweet.
And you love a coffee shop where you're getting berated. You love nothing more than abuse happening in the coffee shop. It's
do.
literally what gets you off every day. It's absolutely bizarre to me.
Yeah, I do like a barista who's sassy. I enjoy it. It perks me up more than the coffee does. And it's just, yeah, I like someone who kind of like reads me the second I walk in.
It's intense.
So sorry, was that the end of your gym story before I berated
can't
you
remember
about
where I was
being a
going.
mobility scooter?
No, apart from that part, I have a very dark topic about it, but I think it's probably not podcast appropriate. There's basically, I'll do it and then we can edit it out. There's
Is
basically
it
a
your
very
eating habits?
Well, there's twofold. One is someone who frequents this gym is a very famous porn star, gay porn star. He's enormous.
I've
like
seen
a
this on the
huge-
TikToks.
A huge the story that
Yeah, the story. It might be a bit.
It's a little bit dark. Anyway, the story in my gym this morning was I was being filled in by everyone else that he was arrested by the FBI, which might I add is not just like the regular police service coming through, for possession and distribution of child pornography. Pretty dark.
When this happens with gays, I'm like, oh, really?
I mean, they give us all such a bad
Yeah,
fucking
we're
name.
fighting against a bad rep already.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's trying to argue that like drag queens are pedos. It's like they don't even like kids ever. Like,
It's the fucking meathead at the
and
gym.
then when like these gays come out, I'm like, oh, letting the team down.
You're setting us back so many years. It's not great.
In
at all.
Pride Month.
Well, I also think the fact he was arrested the Friday of Pride weekend in New York City is symbolic, and it must be some queen running that Justice Department who was like, "I'm
I
going to
would
do
love
it
it.
this."
Do you remember
day.
Judge Rinder? If anyone
I
knows Judge
hope that's
Rinder,
who he gets
I
on
hope
trial
Judge Rinder's
with.
like,
Incredible.
Yeah, that's so gnarly and
Horrendous,
intense.
like just horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
Don't love
Wild.
that.
There should be a good expose on like, honestly, like I feel like the porn industry doesn't really get like enough light shone on it. Like there's the odd like documentary about like, you know, sad things happening to women in porn, but you don't really hear about the gay side of porn, which is a massive industry. And there are these people who are making like millions and millions and millions of dollars a year,
Right.
which don't have much of a light shone on them. And I'd imagine now like the adult entertainment industry has changed so much and you've got more autonomy in like OnlyFans creators and stuff.
Right.
I'd imagine there's less regulation.
Yeah.
Like it used to be a studio that had to pay its taxes
True.
and had to answer to some form of like
True.
audit and inspection. But now it's just like someone in their living room.
Yeah.
So who knows what's happening? I don't
Yeah.
know.
I mean, I'm all for people doing like the work. Like I think that's
Oh, yeah,
amazing
go
if you
off,
want to do it.
sis.
But I do
Like-
think they should get some protections, like some sort of union situation that needs to happen. But it's also, it involves the internet. And I don't know how you police the internet. I'm sure that's a worldwide problem. But like how do you control that?
Well, I
think it's
reckon that's
tough,
probably the way he got caught. So I think the internet's more policed than we think.
probably.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I think if you're like Googling weird searches and stuff, you pop up on lists real fast.
Like the time that my laptop was left open and you decided to Google, I would like to kill the president, and then push search.
I did.
it's-
I think it's so funny to do to people.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah, you put some horrible search in, so you're immediately flagged on a list.
Oh, not okay.
Get
Yeah.
deported.
Thank you for that. Just after getting my green card, I'll be leaving. I should probably tell you actually, my experience in Napa that you did miss was nothing short of fucking fantastic. As in, the only thing I drank for the entire week, this is obviously obvious, was wine. There was not a single drop of water that came into my body. It was just
Love that.
wine. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, you're at a tasting. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you're having it at lunch. It's 6 o'clock dinners, you're having it then. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're having more wine. But the only other thing that entered my body was caviar.
Which, by the way, don't even get me started.
It was wild. Like
Don't get me
it's like a food group
I
out
had
there.
caviar for breakfast the other day.
But there's points where like
I did.
the caviar like levels in my body were plummeting like during the morning, and I was like, that's what was making me feel hungover. It was not the wine.
Do you remember when I exceeded the daily dose of caviar consumption? Apparently there's like, I keep looking at the wrong camera. Apparently there's like a max
An upper
amount of
limit.
caviar that you're meant to consume a day, and I exceeded it in Paris that week.
It's very nutritious for
What
you.
was that restaurant where they gave you a jacket potato like slathered in like
Oh God,
loads of caviar? It's great.
Trying to think of the name. I know what you're talking about. It's a thing. Caviar Caspia. Caspia?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Great.
That
I
was
would
great.
love if they could send us a fucking jacket potato
Oh,
with caviar
caviar
dolloped on
Caspia, send us
top.
some
I would love
caviar.
that because it's like ice cream
But
scooped out as well.
I've
That's
started
what's
to become a
amazing about
snob.
it.
I need to learn the names, but I think it's like.
Can you tell the difference
Osset-
between them?
Ossetrove and
Etc.
so Osetra is the one I think I like,
Okay.
and then Petrosian is the one I don't like, or whether it's the other way around. I need to check. I don't like the one with the big eggs, which
No, I
are
think
grey.
You're getting
I like
brand
the
specific.
tiny,
I think you'd like. Yeah. I'm gonna. Look,
tiny little black.
I think you like
pearls.
beluga. Beluga
Aren't they
caviar.
all beluga?
No, I think beluga, etc.
What am I having? Goldfish. Which, by the
We
way,
need a-
salmon roe can fuck off.
Yeah, I hate
Salmon roe can fucking fuck
that.
off.
I
People
literally
pretend it's
hate
fancy.
it.
It's not. I'd rather ketchup
awful.
squirted on my Bellini.
And it
Like,
rem-
it's nasty.
It's like those drinks that come with and you have all like balls floating in the bottom. That's what I can't handle.
Or like
it.
some like weak ass canapé which has that
No,
thrown on it. And I'm
absolutely
ravenous
not.
because I haven't eaten before the event, so I smash one back and then I want to like.
And they're like
hurl.
popping. It's like popping candy going off.
Yeah.
It's just disgusting.
No.
It's like fish shit. I don't want that in my mouth at all. I just want caviar.
It's also caviar's the only like boot. Pardon?
Wow. Every time caviar is mentioned with enough gay people around, Crystal starts chinking.
It's the only fancy food I like because foie gras, disgusting to me.
So I like it in small doses in very specific environments. I can enjoy foie gras.
And I hate truffles.
I'm not against a truffle.
It's
at
like
all.
gasoline on your food. It's gross.
I don't think I'm against truffle, but caviar everywhere you go in Napa, like absolutely fucking everywhere. All I ate was caviar. Every day.
Interesting.
3 times a day.
I think I Googled where it comes from. It doesn't come from where you think.
Caviar.
Yeah, it comes from like the Middle East.
That is actually, I think they built those like big ponds for them. I think you're correct.
Yeah, I think
it's like a thing.
I
which
was
is
like, oh, it must
smart.
be from Russia, but it's not.
Well, I think it was, and I think we had to figure out because you can't
Another
import
place.
from America anymore.
That's
Or most
why I Googled it,
countries.
because I was like, where's...
Yeah.
But also, I don't really understand, there's still loads of Russian vodkas in every bar, so I don't fully understand that one either.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Not thought about
I was
that.
thinking about it in a bar the other day. I was like, those are all Russian.
And
I was
you
like,
drink vodka, don't you?
I do, but I'm a rum gal.
Like a
I
pirate.
love a bit of rum.
Such a pirate. Why? Why
the
do you like
pirate's
rum?
life for
Do you
me.
like dark rum or clear rum?
So apparently dark rum's worse for you. Obviously, I much prefer it. Dark rum,
you
it's,
do.
a bit of flavour.
Right.
I fucking love it. Love it. It makes you jolly. I see why the pirates drunk it. It's like you're just merry as fuck. And everyone always like, ha ha ha, you're drinking rum. And then they try my drink and they're obsessed and then they order rum for the rest of the night.
Interesting.
It's a fun drunk.
I just feel the hangover on rum is like not worth it for me because I'm fucked up
Like-
the next morning.
It's worse than being locked in the Uber with the driver who's trying to take me home. The hangover is so bad.
You need your head checked, like fully.
Yeah, from the hangover.
exactly.
It's so bad, the hangover, but it's worthwhile.
Rum is what's in a pina colada?
It sure
no,
isn't.
I didn't
Pina colada is
understand
my
that.
middle name. I really need a pina colada tattoo at this point.
True.
Because it's my absolute fave. And eventually, I want to get a pina colada making set for this podcast so I can drink it while
Does it
I
involve a
record.
blender?
There is a blender. but we
Can't
can
wait for me
pause
to
the
be
audio.
speaking and you be Vitamixing in the corner.
Every time you speak.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, love it though. But
Truly can't
I'm
wait.
so jealous I missed Napa. It sounded so gorge, and I'll have to do it again. Thanks to whoever it was who was trying to bring me out there to do the dinner because it
Fuck's
sounded.
sake. The highlight of my entire weekend, I must tell you, is we sat at this incredible dinner in this incredible home by these incredible people who were like just the most bonkersly fabulous. I was there for 8 hours in their home. That's how long I stayed for dinner.
Did they know that you were in their home?
They did
for
know.
8 hours.
They did
Do I
know.
need to call the
They were
police?
aware. They were aware. And
They were just watching TV,
They were
and
the
you were in
most
the closet
generous
watching
hosts.
them.
They wanted me to stay longer, but I was on Eastern time because I'd flown that day, so I was too tired by 2:30 in the morning. But at the end of this meal, at about midnight, this lady named Erin gets up and she comes over to me, and she was sat kind of opposite me to the left, and she's holding in her hand something wrapped in bubble wrap, and it has a sticker on it. There's a San Pellegrino bubble like sticker from Amazon, you know, when you buy like a 6-pack of water or something, it arrives, and I was like, this is strange. So she gives it to me and she says to me that she had originally, I wish I had bought it here, but I'm going to bring it next time and it's just going to go right there. She said that this was originally for you and she'd never met you before, but that I should be...
fucker, you stole my gift.
She told me that I should be thankful that peanuts exist because then you weren't there.
I don't even know what it is, but I want it.
Praise yourself. So she, bear in mind, a complete stranger, never met before, never spoken to her. How iconic is this? She presents me and I unwrap with a pretty large, I'd say about this big, pretty heavy, crystal, hand-blown, black dick.
That is not how I thought that sentence was going to end.
It was
That's
absolutely
fucking jokes.
unbelievable. And then I'm standing for photos with her, and I look like I won a porn award.
And she gave it to you because...
Because I have absolutely no idea. I've not figured out what the
Like, not
what
to
the
shame
why
the
was.
lovely lady, but also like,
No.
did she just give you a dick because you're gay?
Well, no, she was.
Was she like, oh, he's gay, he'll have a dick?
It's made by an artist. You were there to celebrate the arts and the alchemy of creativity,
that's
and there's
so
only 4
funny.
of them made in the world. This is said dick.
What is going on? What
Isn't it
is
incredible?
happening?
Show
Like,
it. Show it.
what is happening?
It's really unreal.
I
So
love,
now-
like, what do I give these lovely designers? Well, they're gay, so I'll give them a cock.
I thought it was the best thing
Why?
ever. And I bought it in my hand luggage through TSA to get it home because I was worried it was going to break.
That's
I
fucking
loved it. So now I
amazing.
have it at home. I'll bring it next time. And it's
Oh,
sad.
God, you're going to become one of those gay men where you go to their home and there's just like homoerotic shit everywhere.
Well, now it's sat with my antiquities because I don't know what else to do with it.
You
But
know-
I'm going to keep it out for a week,
You
and
know
then
where
it's
that
going
needs
in a
to go?
cupboard. Yeah,
That needs to go into a fish tank.
this is true. Can
That
it
needs to
please
go
go
in
in
a
your
fish-
fish tank? Let's put it in your fish tank.
By the way, I got home and
The fish tank.
one of them's been murdered and I don't know who did it. But there was just a skeleton at the bottom. I was only gone for 3 days or 4 days. And one of those fuckers took out Miami, the fish. His name was Miami.
You think they ate one another?
Yeah, well, I mean, his body didn't disappear. He was just a skeleton
Was
at
this
the bottom.
was this the bottom feeder?
No, Miami was the one with the long red stripe and he'd swim around really fast. Shocker that he's the one that died.
Oh, I liked that one.
I think it's Angela the
It's
angelfish. It's
definitely
definitely
Angela.
Angela because she's a hungry bitch. But like, yeah, and like I told my partner, and my partner was like, it was Angela.
I love that you both blamed poor Angela, but it might just be the bottom feeder.
It may have been the bottom feeder, but yeah, really devved by that. It was
Wow.
just dead next to one of the crystals I'd put in there.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know. Really, really heartbreaking. We got a new fish tank that's fucking huge. Like, as in,
Enormous.
I could get in it and not touch the sides. It's that big. It's amazing.
Have you moved them into the big one or no?
Yeah, they're in there.
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
I was meant to wait 2 weeks. I waited 3 days.
What are you waiting for? The water to purify?
Maybe to do with the death. No, but I don't think so. You're meant to let the water like acclimatize, but I was like, these bitches need to get in there.
Wow.
So I put them in there, and they're fab. They're fab, apart from the one that died.
Oh God, that's kind of.
But it didn't die because of me. It was like thriving for a week before.
Are you going to get large fish?
Yeah, we're going to get a large fish. I'm not apparently allowed to mix them with a little crayfish, but I'm getting my crayfish.
Why aren't you allowed to?
They argue someone's going to eat someone.
And this will
But
happen
ain't
again
that
and again
life?
and again.
Like, ain't that the truth? Like,
Would you get crustaceans?
that's what crayfish is.
Ooh.
Because we need to talk about crabs.
I didn't know that crayfish was that. What
Full
is
circle. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. A crayfish is what? Like a little like shrimp?
A crayfish is like a mini lobster. They're
Oh,
VV
fun.
cubed.
Fun.
VV
Fun.
cubed. Which, by the way, I want to release a T-shirt on our brand called that just says VVQ on the T-shirt. I think that's hilarious.
Okay,
Anyway,
great.
side note. But yeah, I really want to get one of those because I think they're really sweet and adorable.
I'm in support of that. But you couldn't get a full-on lobster and whack it in there.
No,
It's not big enough?
they're seawater, so that will be an other fish tank. But currently,
Got
my
it.
tortoises. Thank you. The man with the plan behind the camera has just brought up a crayfish.
They're
Look how
really cute.
And I went swimming in the Blue Mountains in Australia with those.
Wow. Thank you, David, for
Also-
this visual.
Yeah, oh my gosh, like David coming through with the imagery. They're
They are
so sweet.
cute.
And they're that bright red, which is funny because other ones turn red when you cook them. But
What do they turn when you cook them? That grey colour? Perhaps.
maybe.
I've actually, a crayfish, is that a crawfish or a crayfish?
crawfish?
What's the difference? Same thing or no?
I do not know.
I've
And
been
I
to a
but I
crawfish
just had a really
boil.
good story about them and I've just forgotten it.
Really?
Ah.
Early onset dementia. That is the number one sign.
Because of the dry cleaning chemicals.
100% that's what it's from.
No, more likely for the marijuana abuse from the age of 15 onwards.
Probably.
Probably.
But you stopped that for a while. Now you got back
Yeah,
into
but
it.
I don't think people appreciate, like, career-wise, the amount that we have achieved, but the amount that I have achieved where I was just stoned for like 6 years.
Oh, there were days when you weren't actually
Like
in the room.
I
I mean, your body
definitely
was
had
in
a
the
weed
room,
problem.
but your mind was not in the room.
Yeah, 100%, and still managed to achieve so much. I think that's a good effort by me.
I think that's a really good effort.
I think so. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to go and see your mum later this week.
Yes,
I am.
you are with your
Yeah.
partner and both of your parents, both
We
your
are-
mothers.
Yeah, the mothers are coming.
Mother.
Yeah, can't wait. I've not been to Longstow in like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, so and for context, I when I was like 10, my mum married my wonderful, wonderful stepfather, and they operate this like lovely kind of like in England, loads of houses are historic, but historic house that has like a farm and stuff, and it's called
It's incredible.
Longstow. And I grew up there from the age of 10 onwards, and it was gorge.
Wow.
I was just there, but I'm so excited for you to be there.
Yeah, I hope you said goodbye to your mother because it's going to be like Saltburn. Me turning up and taking over Longstow.
By the way, every time someone comes to Longstow, they're like, "I'm gonna salt burn you." Like it's like, and Will's like, "Yeah."
They've heard it all before.
Yeah, it happens every time.
Hilarious.
But I mean, go for it. Go for it. Like, enjoy the crippling expenses of running a historic home.
I'm sure. Yeah, no, I'm excited to be there. I haven't been forever.
I
and look
remember my
around.
side story. It was a really
Tell
random
me.
note. They served langoustines at my school. Isn't that weird?
Is that like you developed your taste for caviar at school in sixth grade?
Yeah, I remember just, I feel like it's frowned upon to talk about one's schooling if it's out of touch schooling, but
Right.
it was.
Okay.
And they served langoustines at the salad bar every day at lunch.
I mean,
Isn't that weird?
be-
And hilarious. My friend Matthew from back in the day, haven't seen him in like 15 years. You know how langoustine has like a hard shell, razor barb along the top of his head,
Okay.
thick claws. He just, in front of me, just grabbed one and just put the whole thing in his mouth,
shut
just
up.
crunch, crunch, crunch in. And he just thought that's how they were meant to be eaten. Hilarious. Yeah.
It's probably highly nutritious though for you to eat the whole shell.
I don't think you realize how hard this shell is. It's not like a prawn shell.
Oh,
it's like
the whole thing.
a hard ass shell that
Like
I
a
would
crab?
need like pliers to cut through parts of it.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway.
Oh wow.
Anyway.
Where was your school trip that time? That was somewhere really fabulous.
I went on a Spanish school trip to the Galapagos.
So dumb.
Can we leave it now? And to Ecuador,
So dumb.
which, by the way, was so slay. I had such a good time.
Right.
I saw a manta ray, a big ray. It's fab.
Wow, this is where you developed your love. Thank you for reenacting what a manta ray
Yeah,
does.
it was awesome. I saw Lonesome George, who was the oldest Galapagos tortoise, who was alive when Charles Darwin was there. Was a baby tortoise when Charles Darwin was there,
How
which is
old
a
is that?
long ass time ago. I should know this, but I don't. But yeah, I met Lonesome George,
Wow.
and he was called Lonesome George because he was, I believe, the last one of his kind.
Ouch.
Yeah, so he had no one to mate with.
Poor him.
Poor him. But they were awesome. They're like the size of this table, not the size of this table, but close to it. They're huge.
Interesting.
Yeah, you should go to the Galapagos.
It's far though, no?
Yeah, it's far. It's an
Right.
island off of South America.
And just to go back, how many school children went on this trip? Was it the whole school, or the whole year group?
No. It was only like 15 of us.
Okay, and you all
Basically,
flew
there were
together?
school trips, and you had to choose which ones you went on. It was just basically if you wanted to pay for it.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Got it,
like there were
got it.
loads. There were loads of cool places.
Right, and this was in Cambridge.
Yeah, it was in Cambridge, a school called. Had a
Okay.
miserable time at that school.
Really?
It was awful.
Why?
Because it was a Catholic sporty school, and I'm not Catholic. No, maybe it's Church of England. I don't know, it was a religious sporty school, and I'm neither religious nor sporty.
Okay.
So it wasn't a superb environment for this like really weird, queer, kooky, fashion-loving
Right.
kid.
What sport were you forced into playing?
Well, so luckily, about 20 years before I went to the school, some kid died playing rugby. Not luckily that he died, sorry. But like they banned rugby at the school. That's why I meant luckily they banned.
I'm glad that his memory has
No,
lived on to
bummer
protect
about the
you.
kid. But
Yeah, that
someone died
sucks.
playing rugby.
That's intense.
And
A head
so
injury.
the thing like he snapped his neck or something. I think it was like, well, maybe two of them. But anyway, they banned rugby at my school. So it was just football or soccer here, but British football or hockey. A lot of
Hockey's
hockey.
intense.
Hockey's intense and actually quite aggressive.
Yeah. This is
Like in my
outdoor
school,
hockey.
this actually happened. A kid hit the hockey ball so hard, hit the teacher's face. He had to have his entire eyebrow, nose, and cheek like prosthetically made, and he had a thing that he clipped on afterwards. Our teacher.
That is
Isn't that gnarly?
mental.
Also, like, go the kid with that hard hit. Like, your talent, like, that's a hit. But yeah,
that
so
smells recruitment.
also there were like so many pedophiles at my school. Like, and there's so many pedophiles.
Full circle, we've gone back again. Okay,
Yeah, back to
right.
it.
God,
Yeah.
who touched
My
you?
physics teacher,
God.
my physics teacher had a machine. He would turn on at the beginning of class and it would block everyone's cell phone reception, which, by the way, I feel like is not legal. So we couldn't be on our phones. And he was not the nicest man.
Okay.
And then it came out a few years later that he had tried to acquire a caged child on the internet.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I feel like we should go back and bleep the name of my school because I don't want them to sue me for talking about this. But it's also in the news, so like get over it. But yeah, so that there was also another one who had a relationship with a kid, and there's just loads. It's wild.
Just absolutely
Private
not.
schools in the UK.
The British education system
If you
brought
make
to you
it
by
out
Christian
alive,
Cowan.
that's success.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. My school was quite gnarly, actually.
Gosh, it
It
sounds
was
like
really
a
pretty.
BBC
It was
Panorama
where
episode.
Catherine of Aragon died.
In the building,
She was the wife of
Henry VIII.
Henry VIII, and she was the only surviving wife. She was the first one that he divorced. He made the Church of England to divorce her.
got it.
And he clearly like didn't hate her because he didn't cut her head off. But instead she was sentenced to live in this castle called Kimbolton Castle. And she died there.
Fuck.
And she wasn't allowed to leave, but it's also a huge castle, so it wasn't that bad.
And that's where you were educated.
That's where I was educated. The headmaster
This makes
chose...
so much more sense.
The headmaster chose the room where she died as his office, which I always thought was weird. I was like, why would you do that?
So is this why you have your hair like an Amish child today?
Are we enjoying my little hair clips?
Is it after Catherine Bolton or whatever her name is?
Catherine of Aragon. Who's Catherine Bolton?
Catherine Bolton, la 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 la.
Kim Bolton.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, great drag name for my school, Kim Bolton. But yeah, the hair clips are cute. I lost my hairband, so I decided to buy these at Sally's.
I feel like you're
Sally's.
entering your like Justin Bieber era.
I'll take
I
that.
actually quite like it for you.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
it's
gonna
like a
get,
nice style
cute-
progression.
Cute, funny ones.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's all
so
a bit
cute.
like mishmash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Great.
Did you have any gnarly stuff that happened at your school? Because I feel like everyone had a pedo at their school.
No, but every time you mention a childhood trauma, I've never had anything like that. It's just this is a recurring theme. I can't think of anything that bad that happened. But maybe I've blocked the whole thing out. Maybe it was that bad that I just can't remember. There is also that.
Yeah, I think so. Also, it's just like, I feel like if school's not the one
I
for
have
you-
one.
Oh, Go.
This is another full circle. There was a girl who was under the age of 16 at the school who did release on BBM, BlackBerry Messenger.
Do I remember BBM? Yes, I do.
Yeah, she made a sex tape and it went around the school. That was the only dramatic
that
thing I
happened the
can
whole
remember.
time at my school.
Really? This was like because she was also the only one that was highly religious at the school. It was a non-religious school. So the irony that she was always like the Catholic or the Christian or whatever she was like highly religious mother, and she was kind of the only one. We had also like one Jehovah's Witness and one like, it was very specific. It was a non-religious school. And then she kind of rebelled at like, I don't know, 14, 15 or something. And suddenly like BBM was just filled with her sex tape.
We were part of a generation that was like the first generation to like have phones that could take good videos and good photos from a really young age.
Yeah, kind of scary.
And it's kind of gnarly because our parents had no fucking idea about it. And so there was no policing
Didn't
it
even know how
like
to
we
use
would
it.
to our children. Like we would
Right.
be like, oh, I'm going to make sure that A and B does not happen, or there's like
Right.
certain controls. And then so we were all just like left to like go through puberty online and with like
Discover
video
the
cameras.
internet.
It was so gnarly. Like how brutal is this? Like a girl at my school, her boyfriend had a video of her doing something, like nude, and he uploaded it to the school intranet. Like, do you remember intranet?
Oh,
It was
like the
a system
system.
that you go on to if you're accessing a school, and it was like on there. Like, how does that happen?
That's not okay.
Yeah, like wild shit. Like, we were a weird generation.
Wow.
Yeah,
You don't love that.
yeah. Don't love that.
Yeah, not great. But I think the ones now that are growing up are probably even more fucked.
No,
'Cause
I
I think
think
the
they're
internet-
less fucked because I
Really?
think the parents of them know about the gnarly shit that's going on online.
But I
and
mean,
can
we
police
remember
it.
a time before having the phone, which felt like this, like, quite, do you? I do.
Barely.
Are you serious?
I had a phone from the age of 7 because my parents got divorced.
What phone did you have?
So I had needed a
Oh,
phone.
communication,
Yeah,
right.
communications.
Okay, I don't remember having a phone that young. I remember still going to a playground without a cell
I
phone.
remember fucking destroying Snake. Snake the
Oh,
game.
the game.
The game. The original version.
Yeah.
Fuck it up. Loved that. But yeah, like I don't really remember much of a time before that. And I was on like BBM and MSN Messenger and Skype
MSN.
and
What was that one where you could
and
boink
Facebook.
people? Where it kind of that big thing that
Pardon?
we could like boink. Do you remember that? That was like
No.
MSN. I'm literally going to find the clip and put it on here. It was like you could like, if someone wasn't replying to you, you could like push a button and it'd like push notification to their like desktop at home. with this
Oh,
thing
oh
that
my
would go,
God, I
like,
do remember
boink.
the boink.
Yeah, it was
Oh
like
my
this,
God,
it was this
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
What was the boink?
that?
I remember, yeah, you could press it and it would be like,
And it would
hey,
override any like
everything that
do
they
not
were
disturb
doing.
setting. Yeah, it
oh
would
my
just
God,
like
that's
come
a
up.
blast from the past.
Isn't
Do you
it?
remember the weird noise that would happen? I don't know whether you'll remember this because you're a few years younger than me, where you had to.
Cheers the youth.
No one could be on the phone at the same time as the person using the internet, and like the person who'd like
No.
connect to the internet would be like, and like make all these
No.
weird noises.
I'm not that old.
I just remember. it.
Genuinely not. And I did grow up with electricity, so I'm not sure if you had that from a young age.
Yeah, mine was.
Or were you just
steam-powered.
winding a wheel to
Yeah.
power your house?
Yeah, exactly. A wheel that my brother's just running in.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. He's very sporty.
I just saw my brother. He was fab. Yeah,
Really?
he's expecting a baby.
Oh.
Did I tell you this?
No, I
Yeah.
actually know this. I was with his
Yeah, he's gonna
pregnant
have a daughter.
wife. I've
Yeah.
fully.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
news.
You were just with. You came on holiday with us.
This is not news at all. Yeah,
yeah.
amazing. When's the baby coming?
I think around the time of our fashion show, so September.
Great. Have you engaged with other babies in the family?
Absolutely not.
No, me neither.
Absolutely not.
No, will you engage with this one?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sure,
Right.
sure.
Just pick one.
I'm more interested in talking to a child once they kind of know what they want to do with their life.
Okay.
Like I'm kind of like, what do you want to do?
Right.
And if their answer is like, be a princess, girl, I'm going to talk to you in 5 years.
Mm.
I need career ambitions, goals. I need to basically talk about the strategic plan of how you're going to achieve your goals. Otherwise, I'm not really down to chat.
You're like, I want the 3-year, the 5-year, the 10-year.
I do, because
Yeah.
I pretty much knew that. I was thinking about that from like age 8 onwards.
You think?
Yes, I know. Yeah, I know.
Great.
Yeah, I remember
how's that
starting
working
to
out?
sketch fashion stuff around 8 or 9. When I was
Okay.
10, I made a definitive decision. I was like, I'm going to move to New York when I graduate and I'm going to be a fashion designer.
Oh, you
and
think
that's
that
just what I
actually
did,
happened?
bitches.
That was like a manifestation.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, there's no other option.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, and then when I applied to Central St. Martin's, I only applied there. I was
Okay.
like, no, I will get in.
Right.
And then I got in. And
Okay.
then I was like, I want to go to London College of Fashion, and I only applied there, and then I got in.
Right.
And I was like, I'm going to go to New York and be a designer, and I got in.
And you applied. And you got in.
And I got rejected, yeah. So,
and they still have not let you in.
no, they have not let me in.
At all.
But yeah, so
Wow.
I'm a firm believer in putting sometimes all your eggs in one basket, because then there's the absolute terror that it won't work out, and you make it work.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's quite impactful.
Because there's no other option. You're like, I need to fucking make this work. So you work so much harder. If you've got backup options, then you fall back on them. No.
Right. Yeah, kind of.
I'm not going to like Competent Village College. But yeah,
Relatable content.
talking about langoustines at the school bar. But like with kids, there's 4 babies in my family from
Okay.
my step siblings on one side, and then there's more on the other side, and they're like super cute and fun, and we love them and slay. But I'm just gonna wait a bit more till they've got like more shit to chat about.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't love the
Do
engagement
any
with
of your
the small
brothers have
child.
kids?
Yeah, my oldest has 4.
What?
Isn't that a lot? So-
You've never mentioned these 4. You're an uncle.
yeah, I couldn't name them. Yeah,
You
absolutely.
can
no-
name them.
I don't think I could name them.
Name them.
I could name the first 2. It's Maylee and Curtis. The twins, I would have absolutely no idea.
Oh, there's twins of mine. Yeah.
There's twins. Yeah, the twins is how they got to 4.
Yeah. So that's how
So
we
that-
got to 4. Suddenly those twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's. I
And
mean,
then-
I'm sure they're cute and darling. I never met them.
Realistically, I'll have twins as well, because it will be IVF and it will be with a partner.
Oh, it's quite common. But yeah, have not engaged with the children in the family.
Yeah, no. I don't. Like,
I'll
I
send
think,
a newborn gift, but I wouldn't do like a full on.
because I want to have kids in the next few years.
You do?
Yeah. I want to do it like in the next like 3 years.
Wow.
In the next 3 or 4 years, I think.
Are
I'd
you
like to
okay with one, or do you need multiple?
have twins?
Oh, you want
Because
twins?
it'd be like the,
Is it one and done?
where it's like both partners has a genetic child, but the mother is the same. Like Elton John did.
Oh, I didn't even know that was an option. Okay.
Yeah, that's what loads of people do. You have twins, and like basically
And they are born at the same time.
they're twins. So yes, they're born at the same time. Unlike those
that.
twins
Thank
that
you for
aren't
clarifying.
born
Thank
on
you
the
for
same day.
clarifying that. Yeah.
And yeah, then they're genetically related through their mother.
Right.
I mean, I think. I don't know. I haven't done the research, but
Okay.
that's what I'd like to do. But I was talking to my mum, being like, oh, I just don't really vibe with kids, and I'm worried because I want to have kids. And she was like, please, I fucking hated kids. She was like,
Right.
I only cared about my own.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, sweet. So,
Well, yeah, I'm sure there's like a paternal instinct that kicks in.
I think
I
so,
would
because
assume.
also all my like megalomania, like like gotta kill it vibes will just channel into my child. Like I'll be like,
Right,
I need to
right.
make my kids the most phenom thing that's ever happened.
You know, I
in
see
not
that.
in a non toddlers and tiaras way, just in a way of like make sure they're the happiest kid ever.
Right.
But so I'll probably like really get into it.
The issue is I would need, and Ryan's on the same page, like we would need an army of people to
Fleets.
it's just,
Fleets.
it's so much stuff. Like, I don't want to lose sleep. That's just not an option.
No.
Neither of us want to stop working. That's not an option. Like,
No.
there's so much going on in the day-to-day life to make that kid into a superstar that it was born to be.
Oh my god,
that
you're
it
gonna have one of those
requires
poor kids that's got like something scheduled every 5 minutes, and they don't, and then they burn out when they get to
Singing
college.
class, piano, Latin lessons, French, everything. Yeah,
It
cooking
was
class.
always that kid who like was overscheduled, that when they got to college they were like blackout drunk every night and like fell out of a window
That's
at a party.
exactly
Like,
what I want.
It's always that kid.
If you could pick a career that you want your children to go into, selfishly, what would it be?
Astronaut.
Really?
Fucking
That's
love it.
an amazing
Astronaut.
answer.
Yeah.
That's great.
I would love to be able to go down to like whatever space station they work at and like hang out and get to see them like launch into space. Bummer if they blow up, but hopefully they won't, because by the time it gets there, they'll hopefully won't be blowing up as much. They don't really blow up that much
But
anymore.
they could go with SpaceX and do that whole situation.
Did I tell you about the woman in Mustique who found a spaceship and I thought she was making it up? It was
I don't
wild.
understand. I'm also getting so drunk throughout this from this personal
Are
bottle
you?
of wine. I have no idea if I'm hearing things properly. I haven't eaten a thing. But what happened? She found a spaceship
So
where?
I'm at Basil's bar, which is like a cute bar. It's like one of 2 on the island. And I meet this woman, fabulous woman. She's like, my name's MF motherfucker and blah, blah, blah. She's fabulous, this like fabulous French lady. And she was like, I found a spaceship in the sea and now it's named after me. And I was like, sure, babes, sure. And then she was like, do you want to see the spaceship? And I was like, yes, I would like to see said spaceship. She just walks me along and there's just fucking part of a SpaceX mission just propped up against the bar, like a huge side of it. And she said she just found it in the sea and dragged it back to shore. Isn't that cool? And she kept it.
I'm so unwell.
I'm also like, surely SpaceX bring that shit back so they can do forensics as to like how
Why
the
it blew
mission
up.
went. And
Wow.
yeah, I thought it
Go
was fucking
her.
badass. I mean, this woman's pretty connected, so I think that's the reason why she's still got it.
She found it in the ocean or on the beach?
She found it, I don't know what she was doing in the ocean, but she found it in the ocean. I'm assuming she has a boat. And so then she would have told someone to bring it in. But
I just have visions of her
isn't
screaming
that cool?
at
And
the boat
I've got a
staff
photo
to
looking
hoist
through the
this-
window of this spaceship.
Honestly amazing.
Yeah, she's badass.
Wow.
Yeah, she's taking me on a 2-hour hike next time I go.
I
Can't wait.
love that.
Yeah.
Astronaut is a great answer. Oh,
Yeah,
the
what about
guy,
you?
one of the guys in Napa had a house in Mystique. That was the thing I forgot to tell you.
Yes. No,
yeah,
you
incredible.
mentioned-
No, I think well, I would selfishly love like a kid that wants to become like a fabulous jewelry designer, so that mother can just look at fabulous diamonds all day long. Like that's just like
Yeah,
chic,
you're like, bring
chic,
mummy
chic,
more
chic.
stones.
Sapphires. How do you spell emerald?
Yeah,
That's
please
what I
name
want.
your kids just different stones.
That would be
But
honestly
name one
so
like
awful.
diamond and one ruby and one sapphire and then one garnet. Or moonstone, just one cheap stone, and you're mean to that one all the time.
What is it? Cubic zirconia.
Yeah,
Awful.
CZ. Get out, CZ. Do
I can
that.
kind of see it happening, but no, I'd love a jewelry designer. I mean, but I think there is something nice about having someone that's willing to think like I think like Elon Musk's mother must just be so enjoying the fact that you have someone that's thinking so big. Like people don't think very big anymore.
This is exactly
Like
it.
truly,
This
like
is
he's the
exactly
only
it.
one exploring space right now. The government aren't doing it. It's like you look at air travel every day. I was
anyone
texting
can
you about
afford?
this the other day. It's like air travel is so antiquated and dumb
It's
and
fucking
stupid.
ridiculous. It's like not changed much since the 70s.
at all. It's the same fucking planes. Like we could have evolved. We've evolved so much more in other ways, but not in the airplane. So like you need someone that's going to think big and do this whole thing. Like I'd want a kid like that.
I want to dig into Elon Musk in a second, but before I
Please.
forget, how hilarious was it that they spray painted Taylor Swift's jet orange?
I didn't see this. No,
Hilarious.
tell me more. What?
Hilarious.
Why
And I love
orange?
that she buried that article.
Why orange?
Buried it. You didn't see it really?
No.
Yeah, so basically like climate protesters spray painted her jet orange. And I was just, and also I have no shades to Taylor with her jets. Like you go, Glen Coco, like you work hard, you need to fly. But isn't it hilarious that this story didn't travel? The most famous woman in the world, and it didn't
What?
travel.
Is this the Just Stop Oil people? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love Harrods Aviation in the background. Amazing.
It's so funny. They spray painted 2 jets. I don't know whose the second belonged to, but
Oh.
maybe one was just a charter one.
But
But
with something like this, like I do understand, like Girly Pops has no other way of traveling. Genuinely, like it is just a private jet. Like from a security perspective, and also just like time and all of it. Like flying
Yeah.
scheduled is not going to work. For
and
her.
also, like, I understand the anguish with private jet travel. It's fucking terrible for the environment. I completely get it. But I don't know whether it's fair to, like, adore a pop star whose job it is to travel to a different country every single day and perform.
Right.
And then slam her for having a jet. I think
Right.
the thing that should be done is, in the day and age we're in, the jet shouldn't impact the environment the way it does.
Correct.
That's-
Run that thing on like broccoli that's fried in the
yeah,
back or
exactly.
something. Like,
There's,
yeah.
there's got to be like, I don't know, castor oil's bad for you. Like, can we put it, or whatever it's
Right.
called? Can we put that
Oh,
in?
the oils. The oils.
Don't get that started on oils. But it's like, I don't think it's fair to slam that lady for her jet usage, because how else is she getting everywhere?
She has no other means of traveling.
Also,
like,
if she
genuinely
got on
no
a
other
commercial
means.
flight, she'd be mobbed by like 50,000 like drooling
It's just
12-year-old
impossible.
girls.
She can only fly private. It's just not. There's just no way. But this was so fun. Should we wrap this one up?
Oh my God, have we hit time?
We've hit over an hour.
Oh my God, stunning.
Yeah.
Well,
wow.
bye.
Okay, fuck off.
Bye.
I don't want to be here.